Well, thanks a lot for watching and for standing by. It's time now to look at the front pages of some Nigerian newspapers this morning. Well, maybe I should take away some. We have a host of some newspapers to check out now, looking at Leadership Weekend. First off, and the lead story there is on by-elections schedules to hold across 26 states today. Parties, the paper says, face voters amid economic hardship, with the DSS warning against public incitement as elections hold in these states. On AFCON 2023, Nigeria beat Angola into semi-final now, and hooray, congratulations to the Super Eagles. Bread producers protest against high flour price in Kano State. That we also reflected earlier on the show this morning. Relief for banks as CBN stops daily CRR. That's a cash reserve requirement. CBN stops daily deductions of cash reserve requirement, a move analysts say will see an increase in the loan books of banks. Two more stories there. FG to grant waivers for employment of health workers, and police are searching for killers of Kwara Monarch, because the IGP there in the news also speaking to this effect, Emmanuel.
We quickly move on now to the Saturday Times, and the big story here says DHQ, that is Defense Headquarters, talks tough, strategizes against Nigeria's insecurity. And that is the big story there on the Saturday Times this morning. And also more stories on the front page there. This may not go right with some clerics, as Simi preaches sex before marriage. All right, there you can read and get more insight to that particular development. How notorious drug gangs are infiltrating airports, wooing travelers. And forest scarcity triggers higher demand for Nigerian used vehicles. And AFCON 2023, Super Eagles send Angola home, books semi-final tickets. And let's move on to the masthead now. I spent my first music earnings on sex workers. Charlie Poppy, they're talking anxiety as sudden death soars among Nigerians. And my theater background prepared me for success as OAP. You're there talking. Over to you, Kenny.
Saturday Independent is next. The lead story there is captioned Food Security. Experts knock FG on genetically modified seedlings, say it's no solution to starvation. Government motive suspicious, a nutritionist is saying, and adds that grains are dangerous to human health. Invest monies from fuel subsidy in agriculture. Another expert is quoted there. And on the insecurity in the land, PDP governors tell federal government decentralized security architecture, create state police. On noise pollution law, Governor Seyi Makinde is talking tough, has gone on to seal a church, and violators have also been clamped down on, so to speak. Protest at Oshodi Terminal as passengers luxury bus operators oppose 333% new hike, with association calling on Lagos government to reverse decision. And quickly to other stories, their mother of 9 in police net for murder over bunch of plantain. By-election in Lagos, restrictions will only be observed in Surulere Federal Constituency only. Nigeria to partner US in mining sector development.
All right, now we'll move on to Saturday Punch, and the big story here says Operation Rescue Naira. FG considers converting $30 billion domiciliary deposits to Naira. That's page 4 there of the Punch newspaper. Don't keep dome accounts if you aren't legitimately earning forex. Presidential official there talking. CBN Governor, EFCC Chair, Finance Minister meet on falling Naira. My first salary meant for church leaders. Pastor Igodalo there talking. And why bandits are killing monarchs cheaply. Traditionalists there talking. Why I don't like kissing in movies, like the Bakari there. EFCC recovers 70 billion naira in 100 days report. Let's quickly move on to the masthead now. How killers planned Kwara Oba's murder in Biapalo. And also, Super Eagles fly over Angola to AFCON semi-finals with Lukman's lone strike. Big stories there on the front page of Saturday Punch this morning.
On the front page of The Nation is Edu Cardoso, EFCC chair in fresh bid to rescue Naira, hold brainstorming session in Abuja. CBN stops daily cash reserve debits for banks, adopts new framework. Naira sustains rally after Apex Bank's intervention. And FG raises exchange rate for cargo clearance to 1,356 Naira to $1. Anger over Kwara traditional rulers' killings, with Governor Abdul Razak vowing to bring killers to justice. And incident extremely painful. That's a reaction from the Emir of Ilorin. By-elections hold today. Senate rep seats at stake in Lagos, Yobe, Ebonyi, and other states. DSS calls for violence-free polls. Security is also beefed up. Actress jailed 6 months for spraying and stepping on new Naira notes. Expectant mom allegedly kills woman over bunch of plantain. Yet another story there to check out, all on The Nation.
We'll move on now to Salient Times, and the big story here says cancer rates to increase by 77%, to 77% by 2050. UN they're talking. All right, everything is expensive. Tinubu come to our aid. Women protest flour hike and cost of living in Kano. Of a bank robbery drama as police arrest suspect sister in court. Let's move on to the masthead. Chef 2027 ambition allow younger people to run, but George tells Tinubu. All right, Desmond Elliott stirs controversy on social media for distributing perfumes, books to constituents. Ideal Christian movies, not faith-based. That's Mike Bamiloy insists. Policeman killed as gunmen attack patrol team in Ebonyi. Super Eagles beat Angola to reach AFCON semi-finals. All right, so I have no money. Wendy Williams up over private struggles in new documentary. Those are the big stories there on the front page of Salient Times this morning.
Finally is the Guardian newspaper, and the big story there is on this year's Grammy Awards. Details are in page 19. That's about the Grammy Awards for followers of this international award night. Nigerian superstars on parade. There are a host of nominees and their categories, including Burna Boy, Davido, Arya Star, and Olamide, and of course not forgetting Ashake. How poor planning, lax regulation breed establishment of illegal schools in Lagos. And of course, it's still all about, how safe today's polls will be, talking about the by-elections that we'll be holding in several states today. Of course, top on many people's minds is the issue of security, and that is also reflected as the DSS and police are talking tough. Worries as CBN raises customs duty, exchange rate to 1,356 to the dollar. Nigeria, US explore areas of strategic partnership. Manuel, which of these stories...
Very interesting stories on the front page.
Tickle your fancy?
This morning.
Particularly.
For me, the Operation Rescue Naira is something we need to look at this time.
Absolutely.
The fall of the Naira is becoming very worrisome in the country. When you have a Naira to the dollar, it's about 1,400 Naira. And Nigerians indeed are not smiling. You can see what's happening in Kano, where those houses,
the
bakers there are protesting that the flour price is soaring every day. Things are
and when we say flour, of course we know what that means. It's not not cakes, it's
Not
not
cakes.
pastries,
Yeah.
but bread.
Bread.
It's very staple
So,
food. Bread.
Even when you go to the market at the moment, you know what's, I'm quite sure, Kemi, what our guys giving you at the moment is not that sufficient to what you get in the market.
With the way the prices, continue to soar, and
Yeah.
bread is such a staple, it's such a go-to. Okay, well, but it's such a very worrying, spiraling, concern for everyone, because this talk about dollar, this talk about the state of the Naira all comes down. One of the key indicators is, the price of essential commodities, of basic food items, which somehow it seeps into all of that. Even the things that we produce that we ought to have in abundance. Everybody out there on the street is talking about is the dollar. Is the dollar.
It's worrisome when you want to buy vegetables and someone is telling you the price has increased from 200 naira now to 300 naira, and the person is hampering it on dollar.
The dollar.
And is it that some people are using this opportunity to just siphon Nigerians?
Right. Oh, as an excuse, and there's so many. Everything is just entering itself. Everything is just connected somehow. Insecurity is also having an impact on the affordability of food items. There is the issue of power. There is small-scale industries that are also at risk of extinction now with their inability to access the dollar. The dollars are in the wrong hands. The CBN. Intervention after intervention, and Nigerians are just waiting to see, all that concerns us in all these interventions that CBN is making is for the dollar to crash and for the Naira to gain its pride back, in the Committee of Nations. And we just hope that the coming days will indeed bring in much more palatable news.
And let the CBN governor also hit the ground.
Restoration
with all those policies.
Well, but the nation is talking about crucial brainstorming sessions that were held in Abuja recently. Edu, the Minister of Finance, the CBN governor, even the EFCC is also said to be involved in these crucial interventions.
We need this intervention at this time.
So it goes beyond all these meetings. We hope that, yes, there will be positive feedback at the end of this meetings for the good of everyone. We don't actually, but hopefully we'll be able to bring that in during the course of the show. But for now, let's quickly take a break, and we'll return with more on the by-elections being held across the country today, as all eyes are on INEC as they conduct these crucial elections in some national and legislative seats across 26 states. Join us for this conversation when we return.